Well, peace, God. When you start talking about Jesus, I mean, you could take Jesus into a lot of different realms because, like I said before, the story of Jesus. If you go into the book called Sex and Races, Volume 1, 2, and 3, he explains through his historical research and um, anthropology and excavations and shit like that, that story goes all the way back to Kemet, where you'll see Jesus is Horus, or and Mary is Isis, and Osiris is Joseph. So the story is also in India under Krishna, and there's various legends and stories and historical events that deal with the person. Black Messiah used to always say that Jesus wasn't a man, but he was men. So you could take that into a lot of different realms. See, what's happening in the nations is, what's taking place is, or what has taken place is, it's called a vacuum, a void. Not the same as if we was in space dealing with black holes and suns and quasars and pulsars and wormholes and quantum physics and bending of space and all that old deep shit. No, I'm not talking about that. We can get deep like that too if you want, but we don't got to go all out in space. There's some shit that's happening right here on the planet Earth, some major shit. What happened was the European American, or the European, because American is not really a valid name when you're talking about nationality. Prophet said ain't but two people on the planet Earth, Asiatics and Europeans. But anyway, we getting a little off the track. But that's bringing you up to what I'm saying now, because we going to 1555 2, and not no little 212. We talking about also up in this biatch. Anyway, see how I'm leading you up to it. Now, the void is mad Asiatic black leaders in the 60s. That was those active brothers in the 60s that would have been, figure 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. They would have been like in their 70s and 80s now. 60s, some of them, because some of them was young. Some of them might be in their 50s. But they wouldn't have been too active in their 50s, because they would have been like children. But if they like in their 70s, that would have been more about what was going down. They would have been like in their 70s now, but they're not here. See, Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton tried to fill the void of Martin Luther King, and I guess maybe some other people tried to get in there too. But those two was basically the most active that you could see visually that was trying to fill that void. Then you got in the Malcolm X arena, I guess you could say Farrakhan was more in trying to fill that void, especially with his speaking and how he was kicking it, Million Man March and all that. That would have been that void, because the vacuum must be filled whether they can fill the shoes or not. The nature will fill the void, you could believe that. So that had to be done. Now in the father's situation, the 9 born did it. They did what they had to do for their father. Then there's other voids. Whoever tried to fill the void for Medgar Evers, all the way back to Marcus Garvey, Noble Drew Ali, W.D. Farad. There'll be some more. We got like the modern day people, the most active or the biggest names would be like, I remember Ultimatics. He had made some major ass moves. That vacuum was there. He came in. You got brothers like Khalid. They filled in certain vacuums, but then he left, so now somebody got to fill his spot. And there's other we can sit here. There's not enough time on YouTube for me to say them all. I missed some. I missed plenty. But I'm just saying, the point I'm making is the void must be filled, and the void is being filled. Now this next generation of upcoming great speakers and orators and be able to deliver a mathematical equation, Like we got some of them that are in jail. I just thought of that. Some of them are in jail, you know, like especially like that brother like Mumia. He's in jail and they put him on death row. I mean, you can't get higher than death row in jail. That's like the highest one you can get to. I don't know one that's higher than death row. If you do, holler at me. But he's like at the highest one. And he's not the only Asiatic that, you know, had that done to them in some form or fashion. And this is why I'm bringing this point out. That took place, and this is why the Asiatics aren't at the level that they normally would have been had those voids not been, if those great men wouldn't have created voids, you know, virtual reality type shit, a vacuum. It's the hole. When they were missing, the position that they held must be filled. Peace. It's the God, divine understanding, born of all. You know how we do it? We set the record straight. I'm hollering at your page.